Okay, so now you guys are ready to choose your employees for training. Now you would choose your employees for training after you've already set up your normal working day, after you've selected the dates of when we will start our training, okay? And now that's when we're going to go ahead and move on to your employees for training. Now how to go ahead and choose your employees for training, you can do that in a couple ways, but before we go ahead and do that, the first thing we need to remember is basically your admin typically is your project manager. Now your project manager is the one that will handle your setup and your data imports, okay? So typically your other employees would not have or would not be assigned with those two modules for the setup or the data imports. Your admin would go ahead and do that, okay? So again, there's a couple ways on how to select your employees for training. The first way is go ahead and choose employees for training within this button here. And if I wanted to go ahead and choose more than one, that's definitely no problem. Just go ahead and hold down the control and choose which employees will be trained. And then click close. Once you've done that, TrueERP will go ahead and add all those employees to your training module, just like so. Now there's a couple ways of assigning the modules to each and every single one of these employees. Now if it's one of the employees that will actually be covering every single one of the modules, you can just double click on their name and it will fill in every single one of those modules for you, okay? Now if it's not an employee that will be handling every single one of the modules, you can just go ahead and deselect or select which modules that employee will go ahead and be receiving training on, just like so. Okay? And you would just go all the way down the line. Again, I'm just kind of going through here, and there we go. Now the other way that you can actually choose employees for training is if when you're in this little screen here, you can actually create a new employee as you go. So you can create your employees as you go if you haven't already created them or if you haven't already imported them into the system, okay? In this case, we're not going to go ahead and do that. Once you've done that and selected which employees will be trained for which modules, now you're ready to go ahead and click auto schedule. Now again, do not click this unless you have set up your main setup day, the time allotted for training, and of course your employees for training. Once you're ready to go ahead and click on auto schedule. And now TrueERP is going to go ahead and schedule all of these trainings for you. Now all of those employees that you've scheduled their training on, once they log on to TrueERP and it's their day for training, that reminder will actually pop up and they are now ready to start their training. So the reminders will pop up for those employees on the day that they are scheduled to start their training. Really great stuff there. Now that you've done that, we're now ready to start our rostering.